The situation you've described is deeply unsettling, and I'll approach it with care, focusing on clarity and reason while acknowledging the eerie nature of the events. Let's break this down logically to explore possible explanations and next steps, while keeping the tone grounded and helpful. Step 1. Analyze the key details. Your sister vanished 2 weeks ago. No trace was found despite police searches. Her phone was found switched off and buried in the woods. This suggests someone intentionally hid or discarded it, likely to prevent tracking or communication. A live streaming video appeared last night from her account. She was whispering your name in a dark room. The contradiction. If her phone was found switched off and buried, how could it be used to live stream? This raises questions about the device, the account, or the nature of the video. Step 2. Possible explanations. Let's consider rational and plausible scenarios, while acknowledging the chilling implications. Someone else is using her account. Her social media or streaming account could have been compromised. Hackers or someone involved in her disappearance might have access to her login credentials and are using them to send you this video. The video could be pre-recorded, manipulated, or staged to appear live. Deepfake technology or edited footage could make it seem like she's there, whispering your name. This could be an attempt to lure you, manipulate you emotionally, or mislead the investigation. Another device is involved. The live stream might not be coming from her phone, but from another device logged into her account, e.g., a computer, tablet, or another phone. If her account wasn't logged out or secured, someone else could have signed in to stream the video. The phone wasn't actually her phone. It's possible the phone found in the woods wasn't hers, or it was a decoy, e.g., a similar model or a secondary phone. If she had another device, it could still be in use. Alternatively, the phone could have been retrieved by someone after being buried and reactivated. Supernatural or unexplainable elements explored for completeness. The prompt has an eerie tone, and the idea of a phone broadcasting from an account tied to a buried device might suggest something beyond normal explanation. While I'm designed to prioritize rational answers, this could point to a prank, psychological manipulation, or a staged event meant to evoke fear. If you're considering this angle, it's worth noting that such phenomena are often later explained by human actions, e.g., hoaxes or hacking. Step 3. Immediate actions to take. Given the urgency and emotional weight of this situation, here's what you can do. Contact the police immediately. Share the live stream notification and any metadata, e.g., timestamps, platform details, or account activity. Even if the video seems impossible, it's a new lead. Ask them to investigate the account's login history, IP addresses, or devices used for the stream. Most platforms, e.g., Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, log this information. Provide screenshots or recordings of the video if possible. If the stream is still active, try to preserve it without interacting directly to avoid alerting whoever is behind it. Secure her account and yours. If you have access to her account, e.g., through shared family logins, change the password immediately and enable two-factor authentication to prevent further unauthorized access. Check your own devices and accounts for security breaches, as this could be targeted at you. Analyze the video for clues. If you can rewatch the stream or have a recording, look for details in the background, e.g., objects, sounds, lighting, that might hint at her location or the video's authenticity. Note any unusual behavior or inconsistencies, e.g., does her voice sound altered? Is the video quality poor or suspiciously polished? Avoid direct engagement. Don't respond to the video or interact with the account until the police are involved. If this is a malicious actor, engaging could escalate the situation or provide them with more information. Reach out to tech-savvy contacts. If you know someone skilled in digital forensics or cybersecurity, ask for their help in analyzing the video or tracing the stream's source, while still involving the police. Step 4. Emotional and practical considerations. Stay calm but vigilant. Receiving a video like this is terrifying, especially given the context. Lean on trusted friends or family for support and avoid making impulsive decisions. Document everything. Keep a record of all related events, including the notification, the video's content, and any communication you receive. Consider professional help. If this feels like targeted harassment or psychological manipulation, a private investigator or digital forensics expert might assist alongside the police. Step 5. Addressing the eerie element. The fact that the phone was buried yet a live stream came from her account is deeply disturbing and suggests intentional deception. While it's tempting to lean into supernatural explanations, The most likely scenarios involve human actions, someone with access to her account, a second device, or a staged video. The whispering of your name could be a tactic to evoke fear or draw you into a trap, so prioritize safety and professional involvement. Final answer: the live stream from your sister's account, despite her phone being found buried, suggests someone is using her account, possibly with another device or through hacking. Immediately contact the police with the video details, secure her account, and avoid engaging with the stream. Analyze the video for clues about her location or the video's authenticity, and consider involving a cybersecurity expert. Stay cautious and document everything while the authorities investigate this new lead continuation. The whisper in the dark, the notification lingered on my phone's screen, a ghostly beacon in the pre-dawn silence. My sister's name, Ellie, glowed above the live stream thumbnail, her face barely discernible in the grainy, shadowed frame. Her whisper, my name spoken in a trembling hush, echoed in my mind like a plea from another world. I hadn't touched the phone since I'd jolted awake, too afraid to interact with the video, too afraid it might vanish, or worse, that it might be real. The police had been useless so far. 2 weeks of dead ends, sympathetic shrugs and theories about runaways or foul play that led nowhere. They'd found Ellie's phone buried in a shallow pit in Blackwood Forest, its battery dead, its screen cracked. They'd called it evidence, but it felt like a taunt. And now this, a live stream from an account tied to a phone that couldn't possibly be broadcasting. My hands shook as I dialed Detective Harper, the officer in charge of Ellie's case. The call went to voicemail. I left a message, my voice cracking as I described the video, begging her to check it out. I forced myself to replay the stream, now saved as a recording on the platform. The dark room was almost pitch black, save for a faint flicker of light, maybe a candle or a distant bulb, casting jagged shadows on what looked like a concrete wall. Ellie's face was pale, her eyes wide and darting as if she were watching something just out of frame. "Sarah," she whispered again, my name barely audible over a low hum, like static or distant machinery. The stream cut off after 47 seconds. No other words, no clear clues, just that haunting image and the impossible fact of its existence. I checked the platform's metadata, my limited tech skills pushed to their limit. The stream had originated from a device labeled unknown, with no IP address or location data. Her account showed no other activity since her disappearance. No posts, no messages, nothing. I tried logging into her account using her old password, the one we'd shared for streaming apps as kids, but it was locked. Someone had changed it. By morning, Detective Harper called back. "Sarah, we're looking into it," she said, her voice clipped with exhaustion. "The tech team's tracing the stream, but it's tricky. It might have been routed through a VPN or a proxy. Can you come to the station? Bring your phone." At the station, Harper's desk was a chaos of case files and coffee cups. She played the video on her laptop, her brow furrowing as Ellie's whisper filled the room. "This doesn't make sense," she muttered. "The phone we found was hers, serial number matched, and it was wiped clean. No SIM card, no data. Whoever's doing this is either using another device or they've got her phone working again." "Could someone have dug it up?" I asked, my voice tight. Harper shook her head. "Unlikely. The site was cordoned off and we checked it again yesterday. It's undisturbed." She paused, studying me. "Sarah, is there anyone who'd want to mess with you? Someone who knows about Ellie who'd use her account to, I don't know, scare you?" I thought of Ellie's ex, Ryan, who'd been questioned and cleared early on. He'd been possessive but not violent. There was her coworker, Mia, who'd seemed jealous of Ellie's promotion but hadn't raised red flags. And then there was the stranger she'd mentioned a week before she vanished. A man who'd been hanging around her apartment complex, always watching, never speaking. The police had found no trace of him. Harper promised to escalate the investigation, but I couldn't shake the feeling that time was slipping away. That night, I drove to Blackwood Forest, the place where they'd found her phone. The woods were dense, the air heavy with the scent of pine and damp earth. Guided by the police report's coordinates, I found the spot, a small clearing marked by a gnarled oak tree. The ground looked untouched, but as I swept my flashlight across it, something glinted in the dirt. I knelt, heart pounding, and brushed away the soil. It was a tiny silver charm, shaped like a crescent moon, part of a bracelet Ellie always wore. The police hadn't mentioned it. Either they'd missed it, or it had been placed there after their search. I pocketed it, my mind racing. Was this a message, a clue, or was I being watched, lured deeper into something I didn't understand? Back home, I couldn't sleep. I kept my phone closed, dreading another notification. At 3:19 a.m., it came. A new stream, this time from a different account, one I didn't recognize. The thumbnail showed Ellie again, but her face was different, still almost lifeless, her eyes unblinking. The whisper was gone, replaced by a single word typed in the stream's title. Come! The room in the video was the same, but now I noticed something new in the background. A faint outline of a door, rusted and heavy, like something from an old bunker. The hum was louder, almost rhythmic, and for a split second I thought I saw a shadow move across the frame. I grabbed my keys. I didn't know where I was going, but I couldn't wait for the police anymore. The charm in my pocket felt like a weight, a tether to Ellie. Whatever this was, a trap, a cry for help, or something darker, I had to find her. Notes on the continuation, tone, and atmosphere. I maintained the suspenseful, eerie vibe of the original prompt, blending realistic elements, police investigation, tech issues with unsettling details, the charm, the new stream to keep the mystery alive. Plot advancement. The story introduces new clues, the charm, the second stream, the bunker-like door, to deepen the intrigue and push the protagonist toward action, while leaving room for multiple interpretations, e.g. a human orchestrator, a technological trick, or something more sinister. Open-ended. The ending sets up Sarah's decision to act, creating a natural point for further continuation or reader speculation. I'll continue the story, picking up where we left off, with Sarah gripping her keys, driven by the cryptic live stream and the crescent moon charm found in Blackwood Forest. I'll maintain the suspenseful, eerie tone, blending realistic investigation with unsettling ambiguity to deepen the mystery. The narrative will advance by exploring Sarah's next steps, introducing new clues, and escalating the tension while keeping the story open for further developments. Since you haven't specified a particular direction, I'll lean into the mix of psychological thriller and potential supernatural hints, while grounding the plot in Sarah's emotional urgency to find Ellie. If you want a specific focus, e.g. more horror, a tech-based resolution, or Ellie's perspective, let me know. Continuation. Into the shadows, the night air was thick as I sped down the highway, the crescent moon charm burning a hole in my pocket. The word "come" from the second live stream pulsed in my mind, both a command and a warning. I didn't know where I was going, not exactly, but the image of that rusted door in the video haunted me. A door that didn't belong in a house or an apartment, but somewhere forgotten, buried. Blackwood Forest was my only lead, the place where Ellie's phone had been found, where the charm had glinted in the dirt like a breadcrumb left for me. I pulled over at the forest's edge, the same clearing I'd visited earlier. My flashlight beam trembled as it swept across the trees, their gnarled branches clawing at the starless sky. The oak tree stood like a sentinel, marking the spot where the police had dug up Ellie's phone. I knelt again, searching for anything else they'd missed. The ground was cold, undisturbed except for my earlier footprints. No new clues, no answers, just the oppressive silence of the woods. My phone buzzed and I nearly dropped it. Another notification, this time a direct message from the unfamiliar account that had streamed the second video. No words, just a set of coordinates. My heart thudded as I plugged them into my Maps app. They pointed to a location deeper in Blackwood Forest, a mile from the clearing, in an area the police had dismissed as too remote to search thoroughly. I hesitated. This could be a trap, someone luring me out here alone in the dead of night. But if Ellie was there, if she was alive, I couldn't turn back. I texted Detective Harper the coordinates and a quick explanation, knowing she wouldn't see it until morning. Then I started walking, the forest swallowing me whole. The path was barely a trail, overgrown with thorns that snagged my jacket. The air grew colder, heavier, as if the woods themselves were watching. My flashlight caught glimpses of strange markings on the trees, scratches that looked too deliberate to be natural, forming patterns I couldn't decipher. After what felt like hours, I reached the coordinates. A low hill rose before me, its crest shadowed by pines. At its base was a concrete slab, half hidden by moss and roots, with a rusted metal door embedded in it. The same door from the video, its edges warped and stained with age. My breath caught. This wasn't a house or a shed. It looked like an old bunker, something left over from a war or an abandoned experiment. The hum I'd heard in the stream was faint but real, vibrating through the ground like a heartbeat. I gripped the charm in my pocket, whispering Ellie's name as if it could summon her. The door had no handle, just a heavy padlock, but it was ajar, a sliver of darkness leaking out. I pushed it open, the hinges screaming in protest. Inside, a narrow staircase descended into blackness. The hum grew louder, joined by a faint drip of water. I called out, "Ellie!" My voice echoed, unanswered. I took a step down, then another, my flashlight barely piercing the gloom. The air was damp, thick with the smell of mold and something metallic, like rust or blood. At the bottom of the stairs, a corridor stretched forward, lined with concrete walls. Scratched into one was a crescent moon, identical to the charm. My pulse raced. This wasn't a coincidence. A flicker of light came from the end of the corridor, faint and unsteady. I crept forward, every step echoing in the tight space. The hum was now a low, rhythmic pulse, almost mechanical. I reached a heavy door, this one wooden and splintered, with a small, grimy window. Through it I saw her, Ellie, sitting on the floor of a small room, her knees drawn up, her face pale and gaunt. She wasn't moving, but her eyes were open, staring at something I couldn't see. "Ellie!" I pounded on the door, but it was locked. She didn't react, didn't even blink. Panic clawed at me. Was she drugged, hypnotized, or worse? I fumbled with my phone, trying to call Harper, but there was no signal down here. Then I noticed it. A small camera mounted in the corner of the room, its red light blinking. Someone was watching, streaming, maybe even now. A sound came from behind me, a soft shuffle like footsteps. I spun around, my flashlight catching nothing but shadows. "Who's there?" I shouted, my voice shaking. The hum stopped abruptly, leaving a silence so heavy it pressed against my ears. Then from the darkness, a whisper, "Sarah!" It wasn't Ellie's voice. I backed against the door, my flashlight darting wildly. The corridor was empty, but the air felt wrong, charged with something I couldn't name. My phone vibrated in my hand. A new notification, another live stream from the same unknown account. The thumbnail showed the corridor I was standing in, my own figure framed against the door. The camera wasn't just in Ellie's room, it was here watching me. I turned to run, but the door to the staircase slammed shut with a deafening clang. The whisper came again, closer now, from somewhere in the dark. "You came?" Hash notes on the continuation tone and atmosphere ***. The story maintains its suspenseful, eerie tone, amplifying the tension with the discovery of the bunker and the unsettling presence of an unseen watcher. The blend of realistic details, coordinates, the bunker and creepy elements, the whisper, the live stream of Sarah keeps the narrative gripping. Plot advancement. Sarah's decision to follow the coordinates leads her to a physical location tied to the video, confirming Ellie's presence but introducing new mysteries: the bunker, the camera, the unknown voice. The cliffhanger escalates the stakes, suggesting Sarah is now in danger.